Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. Today is an exciting day as you awaken probably pretty early. It is the Fall Festival today. It is early in the morning in your bedroom on a Sunday. Do you have any preparations you'd like to make before noon, which is when the Fall Festival begins?
The first thing I do is I get breakfast because of that sweet temp HP
Okay?
and Clava.
As you head down and out to the main, basically the thoroughfare, the common area of the Merryguard Academy, the academy is bustling. There are people milling about all over the place, and this is the most crammed you've ever experienced the Merryguard Academy. People are filing through the opening halls. People are going in and out of the mess hall. Even though it is like 6 in the morning, it's busy. How does Lorna handle crowds?
I think well, you asked me that same question when she first arrived at the Marigard. At Augur City, because it was quite the well-to-do with the coronation of the new king. And she was fine in the crowd. The problem was that there were some not so nice people in the crowd that she wasn't accustomed to dealing with, and she lost the money.
That's
But I
fair.
don't think that'll happen this time.
Okay. As you head into the mess hall to find yourself some breakfast, it is a hearty affair. You see that the main counter is lined with eggs and sausage and assorted fruit and pancakes and waffles and basically anything you could think of for breakfast, it's here. And if you eat breakfast at the Merryguard Academy this morning, you gain 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah, baby.
You also see your team filing into the mess hall as well. Bits and pieces. You see Anscombe is already at one of the tables. Tier's heading toward the counter to get his own food. Sigona's nearby, having just gathered up a plate, and when she sees you, she says, "Hi, you ready?"
Oh, not even a little bit.
That's what all this training's been for.
I know. I
Look at
think
it
I
this
have a
way.
healthy worry.
What's the worst that'll happen?
One of us dies.
That is the worst that could happen, aye.
It's not like it'd be permanent. They specifically said it would not be permanent.
Right, if any casualties during the Fall Festival treat we'll handle personally. He's been
Yeah, but
talking about that a lot in class. It's quite worrying.
but I don't think I'd ever live it down if I died.
He was talking about ways to fall so that you can not choke on blood when you're revived and such. It's pretty awful.
Okay. Maybe go over that with the rest of the group before we start.
Like, alright.
Heighten our chances of not fucking dying.
When you put it like that, yes, we should talk to everyone.
Yeah, spread
And
the knowledge.
as the team gathers at one of the tables, everyone looks pretty confident. Make a note, due to your practice, your team has an additional +5
Oof.
to any checks they make as a team
Okay,
during the Fall Festival.
1 second. +5, any checks as a team.
So the way this is going to work, when your team makes an investigation check or a stealth check or a survival, any check that is from the team, everyone on the team will make the roll, will take the average, and then add your team's bonus to it.
Okay.
It's your team working together to solve things, and while your team has some strengths and weaknesses, working together is supposed to try and overcome some of them. As you eat breakfast in the busy mess hall of the Merryguard Academy, you see everybody. You see a lot of contractors you've never seen before. You
Like
see
real ones?
real contractors, individuals who are wearing Merryguard paisley, but their armor and gear are clearly
Alumni.
they're clearly from other places. You see that some of them look pretty intimidating. You see some of them look absolutely harmless, and that's probably more intimidating than the ones who are kitted out in full plate armor. the air smells of ozone, which, to your keen arcane senses, that's the smell of magic.
Oh.
It's dense here, with all of these magical items and powers nearby. But everyone seems in good humor. You hear the sounds of people regrouping after long times away. You hear the sounds of celebration coming from outside and the sounds of music and the popping of fireworks. The town is alive and ready for the festival, even though it is so early.
Are there any interesting contractors, like any that stand out specifically to me? Like,
Well,
I know
me,
that some contractors are going to participate, not to win, but to hinder the students.
Yeah. Roll me investigation.
Okay. 24.
There's a few contractors that strike you as notable. One of them is standing up near the edge of the mess hall, wearing a blue cloak. It's like dark navy blue. And you see that it's a tabaxi. They're looking out over the mess hall. You see they have what looks like perhaps a pastry of some kind that they're eating, but it looks as though they're more paying attention to you and the other students and other contractors. It looks as though they're appraising everyone. With a 24, you also notice there is not a tower, but an absolute tank of a dwarf on the other side of the room who is raucously loud, but with your 24 investigation, you notice that they are pretending to be drunk. They're wearing very heavy armor that is impressively bulky, pauldrons that nearly reach up over their head, and they have a massive hammer on their back. You catch with your high investigation that while they are boisterous and loud and laughing and joking with those around them, their eyes aren't laughing.
Ooh. I'm intimidated.
They appear to be putting on a show.
Lorna makes a note.
Your investigation is suddenly interrupted as Skolna, waves a hand in front of your face, which you didn't realize she was there. She says, "You all right?"
Yeah, I'm looking at the contractors. They look like they know what they're doing.
We knew that.
I know, but it's one thing to know it and one thing to see it.
We also know they're not going to fuck with us. They're just going to try and mess us up.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be malicious, but I just wonder if I'll be that intimidating when I graduate.
Skolna shrugs.
Yeah. Maybe after a couple more fights. Real fights.
Do you want to be intimidating?
It wouldn't hurt.
She nods and then
I want to
tilts
be
her head.
cool.
Perhaps you should wear less yellow.
I like yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like I don't really have a favorite color. I just happen to own a lot of yellow. What's wrong with yellow?
From across the table, Anscombe says, "It's not scary."
What is scary?
Red, black,
Yeah.
maybe
that's
really
weird.
sharp green, like poison, you know?
Maybe after I graduate, or maybe after we win the festival today, I'll revamp my wardrobe to suit my new status as a winner.
Anscombe nods and says, "Sure."
Actually, is he sitting across from me?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the whole group is here.
Mhm.
She'll kind of try to be subtle about this to draw his attention and be like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?"
Yeah? What's up?
I mean, she's gonna kind of point towards.
Oh, alright. And he, stuffs a egg in his mouth and stands
We'll
up.
come back. I just.
I
want
get it.
more
Yeah,
with you.
yeah. And he follows you. Where do you
She'll
go?
Step outside the mess hall and try to find a less trafficked area nearby,
Okay.
alcove or something.
Sure.
try that, please?
Yes.
Woohoo! Uh, she'll kind of shuffle her feet and look at him and say, um, after this whole festival, whether we win or we lose, and I really hope we win, but even if we don't, I was hoping you might want to spend some time with me.
He blinks a couple times and he says,
Like a date.
his eyes narrow a little bit, and he says, "Didn't you just go on a date with Tier?" And
Oh boy. So that was more like Kaylin wanted to ask Lilith on a date and thought I probably because he's shy, he wanted other people there to kind of take the tension off of just it being him and her because man is she intimidating.
Anscombe furrows his brow as he looks at you, and he says, "All right. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. I really would love to go on a date with you. But I don't want there to be tension between me and you and Tier."
Um, if I know anything about Tier, he doesn't seem like a person who cares for exclusivity.
Okay, but I mean, I kind of do.
And so do I. So, I like Tier and I want to continue working with him, but I don't think that's something that's... I'm not really explaining myself properly. There's not anything there as far as like... I want to get to know you better.
All right. He looks at you clearly, and he's going to insight check you.
Okay.
Perception, not perception, persuasion or deception.
Rolled a 17.
He seems to think about it for a long moment. He says, "You're sure that's what you want?"
Let me put it to you this way. Tier was with me when a whole bunch of stuff about my past came up, and he offered to help me through it before I even asked. And that shows that he's a good person. But when I told you about me and my history, you had to think about it. And I could tell that it worried you, and I could tell that you were afraid in some capacity. And you still chose me.
Yeah.
And that means something to me.
All right, Lorna. If we both survive this fall festival, I would be happy to go out with you.
Great.
And I was also more worried that you'd have a problem with someone who didn't remember anything.
What do you mean? About your history?
Yeah, I don't know who I could have been. What if I was some, anti whoever you were wizard? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this works.
Ansco, I found it pretty funny that you think that I would judge anybody based on a history they don't remember. But
Well, I was afraid of it.
I was a war criminal. And you still seem okay with that about me, so I really can't imagine. And it's not about who you were, it's who you are now that I care about. And I
Yeah, you're
like
not a
you.
war criminal now yet.
Yet. I also, if this helps at all with how you feel about this whole thing, when I first met you, I thought you were very cute. Which is kind of why I was teasing you.
I,
You picked up on that?
Callie might have warned me a little.
Callie. God, that bitch.
I think she thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was a little funny too, but I also was interested.
Well, my dad used to say to never let an opportunity pass me by. And this looks like a pretty big one, so I'd like to catch a ride with it. I would love to.
And, if I follow Callie's advice to me to a T, she told me, and I quote, to climb that tree. So,
Okay. I guess that very much is in character for her.
Mm-hmm. I felt like it was good advice.
Is that... Oh. Alright. Maybe we should get back to breakfast.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
And he just turns around and goes back into the mess hall.
Oh, hold on. Before he can turn around, she'll kind of catch him by the collar of his shirt and tug him down and just give him a little peck on the cheek.
Thank you.
Do your best.
Oh, don't worry about that. I have so many new tricks.
I know. I can't wait to see them in action.
Me neither. It's also super nice not to just have to carry that sword around all the time.
Magic is just so goddamn cool.
I have two hands. I can use them both. It's great.
Exactly.
And he kind of smiles at the change of subject and then goes into the mess hall.
Yeah, we'll walk back in talking about magic and the spells that Lorna wants to tackle with him next. But and then you could learn this, and it would be so useful in this situation.
He seems interested. He's actually reciprocating. Whereas before, it might have just been him going, uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Oh, all right.
Now he's talking about well, do you think I could do that sort of somatic with the gauntlets on? He's...
Of course. Practice makes perfect.
Actual conversation about it as you two both get back to the table. And as you get back to the table, you see that Sigona is tense as she's gripping a mug tightly. And you see that behind her, Sabratha is leaning over, and you hear her as you were coming back. She says, "After all, may the best cleric win."
Oh, says, I know she will. Lorna slides in.
"Ah, I was wondering where your captain went." And
right here.
Sigona says, "Yep, she was just distracted. Did you want something else, Sabratha?" And Sabratha just says, "Nope, just wanted to wish you all luck."
"Thanks, but we won't need it."
"I'm sure." And she kind of gives you a tip of the head and smiles at the rest of the team before leaving.
With her back turned, Lorna's gonna flip her off.
Sigona's doing the same. When she catches you doing it, she goes, "Nice. Okay." That's why we get along.
Channel that rage into smacking the shit out of her.
I cannot wait to electrocute the shit out of that bitch.
Again?
Let me tell you. Oh, yes, every time.
Well, is everyone ready to go? For the most part.
There's kind of a bunch of nods, and as they stand up, you realize that you've been in here for a good little bit, talking with your friends and such. And Persh steps up at the end of the mess hall, and he raises both hands. And as he does, the entire mess hall suddenly quiets down.
Persh can stand?
Yes, he can.
I didn't believe that he had feet.
Okay. As he does, everyone quiets down and looks at him, and he says, "Attention, Merigard participants. Most of you are here to participate in the Fall Festival, of which I am pleased to say. Now, as most of you are here, I expect those who are not to learn of this from you. So, please pass on these instructions to any contractor or student that you know of who is not in this room right now. Thank you kindly. I don't like saying this more than once. The Fall Festival shall begin at 12 o'clock noon at the Ring of the Bell. As it does, the edges of the main district of Ferrum will be blocked off to all passers-by. You will all be within that district. You're not allowed to leave without giving up your attempts to win the Fall Festival. Once you leave the main district, you are considered disqualified. This is as much a festival of skill and expertise as it is of endurance. Now, as we use the Fall Festival for our students more than anything else, any contractor that wishes to leave is free to do so. Students, however, once you leave the main district, your participation ends. We've done it this way for years. We will continue to do it this way for years. Any complaints can be ignored. As you all likely have heard, every single individual who leads a team will be granted a totem. This includes contractors, this includes students, this includes monsters. As you find monsters out in the main district, only one monster will have a real totem. And it will be up to you to find out which totems are real and which ones are fake. They are mundane in nature. You will have to use the skills that you've learned as students here to determine which is actually a totem and which are simply replacements. Only true totems will count towards your count. And once you've chosen a totem from a group of monsters, contractors, or students, all other totems that were assigned to that team will vanish. Do I make myself clear?
I think so.
Yeah, there's kind of a murmuring of agreement. You will understand, those of you who've never participated in a fall festival before, when you are assigned your totem. It is not recommended that you put the totem on your team captain, as it will be obvious which one is the real one. Once your totem, your true one, is taken from you, your team loses. It does not matter how many fake totems you have, or how many totems you've acquired from other teams. Once your issued totem is gone, so are you. Once it has been detected that you've lost your totem, you will be unceremoniously teleported out of the main district by the hands of Miss Dawn. And you see, like, he gestures to the side, and you can actually see many of the instructors have filed into the room. And Amila Dorn just kind of nods her head with a smile on her face. So, the rules are this. No intentional executions. Intend to knock unconscious. Deaths may happen, but so long as each individual remains intact, Treat will see them back on their feet within a few minutes. Death does not mean disqualification, only the totem, or the complete incapacitation of your team, means you are no longer part of the fall festival. So, for example, if Stoic here, and he like gestures to him who's in the front row, were to go down in battle, his team would have the opportunity to bring him back, and they would not be disqualified. However, if Stoic, Sabratha, Daito, and all the others also went down, they will be removed from the field, brought back to health, and escorted out of the premises to spectate along the scrying glasses outside the town. It is not recommended that you attempt to destroy any buildings. You are allowed to set up traps. You are allowed to set up, well, obstacles. But if you intentionally destroy a building, we will be quite upset about it. all citizens whose settlements and such are inside the main district have been insured by the Merigard Academy. So any damage that comes to the city from our activities, we will pay for. That does not mean we want to. So try not to break anything you don't need to. Do I make myself clear on that one?
Nodding.
Yeah, the entire mess hall just nods. This also means you cannot flush individuals out of a building by setting it on fire. We've seen that many times. Don't do it. That is considered gratuitous and unnecessary. Please use your best judgment. I do have the means and capability, and also the wherewithal, to referee this event. And if I have to show up and stop you from what you're doing, you don't want me to do that. Anyway, that's it as far as rules go. You are welcome to use any other tricks, disguises, stealth, or brutality you all consider necessary. But again, no executions. No dismemberment, no maiming. And he kind of steps down. And there's like a moment of quiet as everyone considers the ramifications of what he said. And then as he's leaving, he stops and he says, I forgot to mention, the fall festival ends at 12 o'clock midnight.
Oh my god, 12 hours.
12 hours.
Oh.
It is at 12 o'clock midnight that all of your totems will be tallied. All of you will be teleported out of the main district, and any remaining monsters will be banished back to where they came from. As you were. Perch begins making his way back out.
Lorna will turn to the rest of the group and say, first, we need to get some health potions. Stat.
Tier says, yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe we should have done that ahead of time, but we haven't. What time is it? Like 8 in the morning?
It's 8. It's like 7:30.
That's plenty of time. Maybe check in Maseka, maybe go into town and try to buy something really quickly.
Maybe the Griffin's bag. They usually have lots.
Okay. Luckily I got paid quite a bit from...
We can stop by Seka, but I'm pretty sure she's likely sold out.
Yeah, we should have done this earlier.
What do you
That's
think
fine.
of it?
And she's gonna look at Skalna and lower her voice and say, I think that Skalna should be the one who carries our real totem. Because she has a million knives on her right now, and I have no idea where they are.
Skolna smirks.
And I feel like that would translate really well to hiding that totem.
There's like a moment where the rest of the team kind of considers it, and they all just kind of nod. And Skolna says, no problem.
He didn't say we couldn't put a totem in a bag of holding, right? Like, we could do that.
I think they have to be reachable.
Boo. Alright.
You can ask him if you want.
Is he in the area still?
Yeah, he's over by the other instructors. He's having a conversation with them.
I'll be right back. She's gonna scurry over.
As you're approaching, Persh does not turn around, but he says, yes, Lorna?
Bag of holding, totem in, yes, no?
The totem must be reachable at all times. It must be visible at all times.
Thank you, Persh. She'll leave, go back to the team, and just shake her head. Right, that's fair enough.
It's worth asking.
So...
What did he say? Just no?
Just no. It has to be reachable.
Okay.
So, pocket dimensions are presumably a no-go of all kinds.
Weird.
Yeah. So I have this thing that I haven't really touched upon with all of you. And she's gonna point to her necklace and say, I have 5 emergency fireballs.
There's like a moment's pause, and then Sigona says, you've had this the whole time?
Yeah, well, I didn't, it's a great surprise, isn't it? I wasn't gonna use it in practice.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, because I would take quite a bit of time for me to actually learn the spell Fireball. It's well without of my wheelhouse. And I'm sure all of the other spellcasters don't know it either.
Yeah, no one knows that spell.
Exactly. So they don't know that I know that spell. Well, I don't know it, but I have it.
Tier says, I always thought it was just a fancy necklace
It is a fancy necklace.
with fireball beads on it.
Uh-huh. It also talks.
What?
You knew this. We had this whole conversation. It's
I don't
sentient.
remember anything. I'm sorry.
Well, it's sentient. It's a sentient necklace.
As you're talking about it, the necklace is like, you suddenly hear, oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a really busy couple of weeks. I might need to use your fireballs.
Oh, all right. Well, just let me know. I forgot to mention, um, there is a chance that they might be a little stale.
Oh, what does that mean? They're less effective?
Weird stuff can happen.
Oh, that's fine, as long as it blows things up.
It will assuredly blow stuff up.
That's all I needed to do. And then if there's extra, well, maybe that will help.
Um, all right.
Thanks, Akron.
I'm happy to help.
She gives everybody a thumbs up. They work. I just checked.
Okay.
So, what scenario do you think we should use that in? Like, we're surrounded, or there's a really big monster, or we're trying to get away from something, just boom.
Anscombe says, if we can use it when we have something big, like something tough,
Hmm.
from what I recall from reading, fireballs do a lot of damage to things. So,
And in a wide radius.
right. So, if we can maybe distract it, or I can knock it back or something, and get a
Hmm.
little bit of distance, that'd be a great opportunity to drop it on it so we can deal with it quickly.
Yes,
Because we don't want to be locked down in one place for too long.
you're right. I only have 5 today. I think they grow back. I'm not sure.
All right. That's weird.
Yeah, that's magic.
Like
Magic's
grapes.
weird. Yeah, don't they look like grapes? And they do. The
Yeah,
filigree makes it look like grapes.
they do.
That's beautiful.
All right. Also,
Fiery
if we have to
grapes.
deal with a bunch of little shits, like lots of little guys, one of those would make short
Do you
work of
think
it.
each one of the little guys would have a totem? Or do you think only one of them in like a pack would have a totem?
Well, Persh said the leader, so
Oh, I see.
that counts for monsters too, I bet.
Yeah, that makes sense. So a big monster, or if there's like a pack of something, one of them will have a totem on them.
He said the totems are mundane. Do you think we might destroy one on accident?
I don't know. So there's a real totem, and we're supposed to just figure out which one's the real one and which one's the fake one. So when we get them, I need to look them over very carefully to see the distinction. And then when we find totems on other teams, I'll have to hope that I know the difference.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
But we're all going to look at them because I might miss something that someone else with a more perceptive eye might notice too.
All right, no problem. We can. I mean, we'll piece it out. I'm sure.
Hmm.
And I mean,
Let's go. Sorry, go ahead.
we can ask Persh if we need to.
Really? You think you'd tell us?
Maybe.
Mhm. Maybe. If we really have no idea, we'll ask.
I'm working. Thank you. Um, as you are pitching this, you see that other people are having very similar conversations. You can overhear people talking, like discussing plans for relieving others of their totems. Uh, how do you? So you've decided that Skolna's going to wear your real totem. Okay. So it's 8:30 in the morning.
We're gonna go try to get some healing potions at the very least.
Okay. I guess that's step one. So let me
Hmm.
pull up the Ferrum map.
Because if we don't have any, then if we go down, unless Sagona has some healing magic she's willing to burn, we're staying down.
You know Sagona does have some healing magic.
Yeah, but she's more of a damage dealer than a healer.
Uh, let's see here.
Lorna has that luck stone I gave her attuned to her, right?
Yes, she does.
Just checking.
As you are heading out into the proper of Farum, you see that the sounds that you heard earlier are definitely, well, illustrated here. As the streets of Farum are filled with people, smells of honey and cinnamon and sugar and baked goods, and lots of roasting meat and corn out here. It smells delicious in Farum. And you see that there are these wide ropes that run down the main road, and suddenly they just block off the main stretch. They're not tied up yet, but you see that they are clearly intending to be. And they depict where in Farum the Fall Festival is going to happen, and where spectators can stand. So, as you head down the main street of Farum, making your way down to, I assume, the Griffin's Bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Your group is pushing your way through crowds. It is packed.
All right. I and Skolna will be looking for opportune places for traps along the way.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a investigation.
Do I get that +5?
This is not a team thing.
Okay.
This is just you and Skolna doing it.
Investigation. Shit. 11. I hope she rolls better than I did.
Skolna's pretty good at investigation. Let me see. Yeah, she rolled way better than you. She rolled
Good.
a 25.
Lorna's trying to help, but she's like, I'm not really. She doesn't have a trap brain like Skolna does.
So you see Skolna's like looking at different corners and pointing them out and such, and this is good news for you.
Woohoo!
You finally make your way down to the Griffin's Bag. It's busy. It's crammed in here. You are not the only ones who've decided to get some supplies last minute.
Yeah, I'm sure Glass is just like, I love this time of year.
Yeah, he's having a blast. You see that all of his employees are working right now. And as you and your team enter, Glass...
It's Black Friday.
Basically. Glass behind the counter says, "Ah, welcome, yes. How can I help you?"
Healing potions, first and foremost.
They are selling like hotcakes today.
I bet.
How many are you hoping to buy?
She looks at her team and she was like, 2 each would be great.
It's 500 gold. Can you swing that?
She looks at the rest of the group.
Everyone,
Anything
like, considers for a
particular?
minute, and suddenly Enscombe says, "Yeah, I can help. No problem."
Okay.
And he puts 250 gold on the counter.
Wow, big spender.
Well, I've been saving, and this is important.
It is, but she looks at the rest of the group like, come on, you put so much down. I don't want you to spend all of your money on our health potions.
There's like a moment where Tier says, "I have like 30 gold."
That's something.
That's
please
all I have.
Please don't put all of your money down.
Tier
Just
puts like
10 gold.
Tier puts like 10 gold. Sagona puts down 70 gold.
Okay, that's 80.
I'm going to roll. Skolna looks at the pile that Anscombe put down, and she like plops a hand down and like pushes 120 to the side, and then pulls 120 out of her pocket.
Oh, so she's not letting him pay for all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, hold on. Math is hard.
So that's
Anscombe's
300
doing
and
130. Skolna's doing 120. Sagoto's doing 70. Tier's doing 10.
Yeah.
80, 200. So 330.
Yeah. So if you want, I mean, you can
170
get
is-
7 health potions right now with just 20 more gold from you.
Yeah, but I want to get 2 for everybody, so I'll put 170 down
Okay.
to cap it off at 100, 500.
Seeing all the gold file out on the table, Glass nods and says, "Fair enough." And he pulls a large crate, and he sets it on the counter, and he says, "Normally I have to break these open, but these are all yours." And he pushes the crate toward you. It is a
great.
wooden
All right,
crate.
everybody take 2.
They break the lid off the crate, and you see there are 10 brand new 6-ounce each health potions. Each one's, a round vial with a flat bottom, and everyone grabs them.
We're going to try to pace ourselves, so try not to use these unless we really need them. Otherwise, we're going to try to take breaks. It's a 12-hour stint, so that's going to be a lot.
If you're not aware, the Griffin's Bag is going to be available as a location for a safe passage. As is the Temple of Ana, up toward the chapel. I believe there is one more. And you see he's thinking, I don't recall.
Do you know if the priests of Ana will be offering complimentary healing if we stop by there?
That would be breaking the rules, I believe.
Oh, alright, well, good to know.
Alright, quick correction. The Griffin's Bag is going to be a safe haven. The Physickery is going to be a safe haven. And the Temple of Drunmere is going to be a safe haven. The Drunmere Temple is up near the market. The Physickery is up near the chapel gate. And the Griffin's Bag, as you know, is near the South Docks.
Okay.
So these safe havens, you're allowed to recover and rest for like an hour there. But once you're there longer than an hour, you are kicked out.
Yeah.
So that is made common knowledge.
And do we know if, we're not allowed to have safe haven again later?
You can safe haven in each one of the places once.
Jeez, okay.
It's either safe haven there or leave the fall festival.
Yep, or try to recover and hope nobody jumps you.
Yeah, you can obviously try and rest for like a short rest out in the actual city, but yeah, it's dangerous.
Yes. Just like taking a short rest anywhere in an actual dungeon is. Okay. She'll look at the rest of the party and say, is there anything else you guys want to get while we're here?
How are we for cash? I mean, we might be able to grab us a couple scrolls or something.
True. I'm saving up for something, but if we need glass.
Yeah.
Can I sell you something?
Can you sell me something?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I have some snake anti-venom on me that I probably won't need anymore.
I suppose, yes.
A dose.
Okay. I could buy that from you for 25 gold.
Sure.
Okay. Let me see it.
She'll hand it over.
He checks the seal to make sure it's still waxed, and then
I got it from Bud.
Oh, I see. Yes, 25 gold.
That good shit.
He pushes 25 gold across the counter to you.
Okay, well, that's something.
Any other business I could interest you in?
Skolna, anything that might help you with these traps?
Skolna's looking around.
Maybe like a scroll of invisibility might help you? I mean, you're pretty hard to spot already, but...
She considers. Is there any black powder?
She'll look at glass.
Black powder. If there were less responsible people asking for it, I might be more careful. I do have some. It is not cheap.
How much?
Maybe... I could sell you 2 pounds for maybe 150 gold. And Skolna looks at you and says, that's about 6 traps worth.
I can do half.
I can do the other half.
Okay. 150 you said, so 75?
Yes. Now remember, do not place these anywhere warm or damp. Make sure they're not under undue pressure. And don't drop them.
Okay, I mean, the point is to make them explode, but
When you want them to.
yeah, I'm sure Skolna knows all about that.
Skona like takes the. There are two little casks. Each one's about maybe the size of a soda can, and she accepts them and she says, "Thanks.
Okay.
I got the rest."
Can you imagine that coupled with Fireball?
She raises an eyebrow. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Do we know if we can start setting up traps before noon?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There are citizens walking around the fall festival area.
Oops, homicide. Okay. All right. Yeah, pretty much have just enough to buy all of that ivory I asked Glass to set aside for me later, so I can't really afford to spend any more money.
Okay.
Let's maybe keep walking around. I'm sure everybody else is doing that. Kind of get our bearings. Just make sure we can spot some places for Skull to play some traps. Places we might be able to shelter if we need to.
You can spend a little time doing that.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's crowded with people,
Yeah,
which makes
we're just gonna mosey.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation at disadvantage.
Right. There's a shitload of people.
Yeah.
Can I also have Requiem giving me a bird's eye view?
Yeah, he'll fly up.
Do you think that would cancel out the disadvantage?
No.
Shit.
You're not going to be able to cancel this disadvantage without something like an enhance ability. As you are looking around, roll investigation disadvantage.
Natural one.
Yeah.
Someone steps on my foot.
There's just too many people. There's too many people that are blocking sight lines, and as you're looking around and Skolna and everyone else is trying to get a good view, it's hard to tell where is likely people are to come from. It's hard to see what's going to be there during the actual festival because there are vendor carts rolling up and down the fucking street right now. It is almost frustratingly impossible to get a good tell of what's going to happen.
Boo.
As you and your party are like milling up and down the streets, I should remove the magic shop music. As you're making your way, why? Oh my gosh. An entire playlist just started queuing up. Every song all at once. As all of you are making your way up and down, you encounter another student. You see Callie has her arms full of bags, and she looks up and says, "Oh, hey!"
Hi. Last minute prep?
"Oh, yeah. Lots to do."
Yeah, tell me about it.
"I see you're doing a bit of the cramming, too."
Yep. Every second counts. This is going to be a long 12 hours if I make it that long.
"Hey, I got a secret for you."
Lorna will go to her level. Yeah?
"So don't tell anyone I said this.
Okay.
I heard tell that Maxwell's going to be out in the festival as well."
Oh. What? Doing...
"Just trying to make things difficult, but they said that he has a totem worth like 5 totems.
Oh my god.
So if he can get it off Maxwell, that's aces."
That is, but he's the rogue instructor for a reason. I don't even think I'd see him.
Right? I'm just saying, if you see him, or...
Kill him.
Well, I don't know if you can, but
No, probably not.
If you see him and you can maybe trick him, or distract
Trick him?
Yeah, he's a person just like us.
Yeah, but... okay. 5 totems. Who told you this?
No one told me directly.
I raise an eyebrow.
I learned to detect thoughts. Don't look at me like that.
Whoa. Oh. You've not been detecting my thoughts, have you?
I'll see you later. And Callie,
Tewksbury, you get back here.
She, hustles away.
We're gonna talk about this.
Not likely. And she waves.
Oh, we will. Oh my god. Lorna's already going red. What has she heard?
Your team's looking at you and they're like, Tyr says, "What was that about?"
Oh. We'll stick to the important part. So Maxwell is going to be participating, and apparently he's going to have a totem that's worth quite a bit.
You see Skolna's face, which is violet suddenly gets a much lighter shade of purple.
Yeah, are you worried?
She nods.
He's apparently going to be making things interesting.
She looks like she's like looking at the rest of the team, and she says, "You don't know him like I know him."
I don't, and I was already scared, and seeing their reaction is making me terrified. Do you think he'll play favorites and not pick on us because you're on our team?
No,
Shit.
he
Do you think
doesn't
we
even
could
play
take him?
favorites when I'm talking to him and do stuff he wants me to do.
Do you think we could get his totem off of him?
Oh fuck! You see, Skolna like looks at her feet, and Anscombe says, "I mean, how good can he be, right?" Skolna like looks over at Anscombe, and he's like, "Oh, all right, all right."
He's the instructor for a reason.
Skolna says, "Man, we can try, but what does that mean? He's gonna try to take ours?
I don't think so. I think he's probably just gonna sabotage.
Because if he wanted to take ours, we wouldn't know."
Wouldn't that be sad? We're
If
just walking down the street and then we teleported and told it we're disqualified. We have no idea why.
yeah, that would be bullshit.
Yeah, it would be. I'd really like to avoid that.
So
So she'll
yeah,
look
you're
at
right. He probably isn't trying to take him.
no, because it wouldn't be fair. Everyone would lose. I think he's just going to be probably setting his own traps.
Shit.
Yeah. So she's gonna look at the whole group, but namely Sagona, and Tier, and say, "Keep your eyes peeled for that motherfucker."
Tyr says, "I'm gonna do my best, but that guy is slippery."
Tier, you saw an invisible person sitting next to me.
That's different. There was a cushion that he was like recessed into. Well,
You should know
look,
your strengths.
I'm gonna do my best. All right. It's just
That's all I can ask.
an invisible person knows they're invisible, so they forget about things like that as a giveaway. Someone trying to hide, like Skolno, can be impossible to see sometimes.
We know this.
And Maxwell, are you fucking kidding me? I'll do my best, but... And Sagona says, "Sounds like you're just quitting already." And Tyr says, "Fuck you, I'll do my best."
That's all I can ask. Please, I'm not nearly as observant as you.
Alright. Okay, we should...
I'm gonna be helpful in this, gods.
You spend a lot of time making your way up and down the streets trying to get information.
Yeah, we got 4 hours.
It's not going well.
Yikes.
You do not earn yourself any advantages on trap setting.
Mm-hmm. I'm going through my spellbook right now to make sure the spells I picked are the spells I want.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Okay. Shit, I'm nervous. Okay. Do you know, should we be in the market square when it starts, or should we be just...
You see there's like some consideration.
This is like a Hunger Games scenario where we all have to run into the woods, you know?
So mechanically, the way this is going to work is entirely through rolls.
Yep.
So every time you have an encounter, we'll roll to see which section of the district that you're in. We'll roll to see who in the encounter has the advantage, you or the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to roll to see what it is that you're encountering. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter where you start.
Mm-hmm. But to our knowledge, we don't all have to start in the same area. We can start anywhere as long as it's within the boundaries of the Fall Festival.
Correct. If you're not within the boundaries of the Fall Festival at the beginning, you are not participating in the Fall Festival.
Yeah. Okay. I think they would just, as best they can, try to map out the area, know where the best places to take cover are, to getaway routes, anything like that. They're going to spend all 4 hours just memorizing the layout.
Okay. One moment, please. As I fix this.
They're gonna be tired before the festival even starts.
This is going to be a test of endurance,
It
unfortunately.
is. It's a war of attrition.
Okay. As you are near the market, Anscombe says, I have an idea.
What is it?
We should buy a shitload of trolley cakes.
She raises both eyebrows because
You're
nothing
telling
else could convey her bewilderment.
the sugar gets us hyped up every time before a fight.
Okay. So to give us an edge, we should eat
Yeah.
a ton of pastries.
Not all the time, but just, when we're hungry, instead of eating rations, we should eat sugar.
Anscombe,
Yeah.
you're goddamn brilliant.
Thanks.
Let's go.
And he's like leading the way to the trolley cake trolley.
She's gonna look at Tier and say, "Are you gonna eat that because you won't drink clava?"
I fucking love trolley cakes.
Brilliant. We found a compromise.
Mechanically, if you eat a trolley cake, you have an advantage on initiative for an hour. So
Okay, so we'll have a bunch of trolley cakes shoved in our pants.
the trolley, as you approach, is willing to sell you basically 3 trolley cakes per team member, and
Okay.
each trolley cake is 5 silver. So
I feel like they price gouged for this event.
it's going to be 4 gold and 5 silver for 3
That's
trolley
fine. I'll
cakes for
pay
each
for
person.
it.
It takes like 20 minutes for him to grill up all the trolley cakes for all of you.
I bet it. Man, economically, the town is just booming right now.
Oh, the fall festival is huge for Ferrum. And there's like a line forming behind you as you're waiting for all these trolley cakes to be grilled.
Are there any other teams? Hi, Bab.
No, you don't see any other teams lining up for trolley
Anscombe,
cakes.
you are so smart.
Now, who the fuck thinks about pastries to give yourself an edge, huh? I mean, we
Only
might feel it
geniuses.
tomorrow, but it's going to be worth it.
Worth it.
Nobody has, like, blood sugar problems, right?
Anscombe has already established that he thinks people with diabetes are weak. That was several sessions ago, if you recall.
Yeah. Everyone kind of shakes their head, and he's like, good team.
We will afterwards, though.
Maybe. Well, there's going to be a lot of exercise, so
That's true. I'm sure it'll cancel out.
I wanted to
we
know.
do that.
How do we intend? Because here's my question and concern. Are we going to go about things quietly or loud?
She looks. At the word quiet, she looks at Skolna. At the word loud, she looks at Sagona.
Because we
I
could go either way.
think drawing the least amount of attention to us is the best idea.
So we're saving those fireballs for real emergency.
I think so. I think if we make a target of ourselves, like if we're bombastic and boastful, it's just gonna make people focus on us. If we get forgotten, all the better.
That's a good point. I like the way you're thinking.
The other teams can beat the shit out of each other, and we can pick up their scraps. Hit other teams when they're weak. Focus on monsters.
There's like a pause as everyone is considering the ramifications of what you're suggesting, and the whole team just nods. And Tier and Skolna both look at you and say, well, Tier says, we can certainly be quiet. You know that.
I can certainly try. I know you two can for sure.
I mean, you've gotten better, haven't you?
I've had maybe like a half a session with Nore, where I've been practicing.
There's like a long pause. Maybe we should get some gear from the Griffin's bag that helps you be quieter.
I don't want to spend any more money.
But if we win, you won't have any money problems.
And if we lose, I'll have all the money problems.
Look, it's an investment, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, like a silent spell, or maybe some boots that help you be silent.
I was thinking about boots. Oh, fuck. Alright. We go back to the Griffin's bag for boots of elven kind, hopefully, or cloak of elven kind, either or.
They have both.
Which one's cheaper?
They're pretty common gear.
They're probably the same price.
No, boots
Really?
of Elvenkind are much more expensive because they are non-attunement.
Oh, that's fine. I have an attunement slot.
Okay, cloak of Elvenkind is 200 gold.
Lorna just, she looks like she is having a heart attack. She puts 200 gold on the counter and pushes them towards Glass.
Glass says, "I didn't see you come in. I see you are doing more shopping, yes?
Yep. Hmm.
Are you all right?
Yeah, it'll pass.
Uh, no problem." And he will take the gold, and he pushes the cloak of Elvenkind to you and says, "Congratulations on your new sneaky purchase."
Thank you. Cloak of Elvenkind. Add.
Add that to your inventory.
Yep, I'm attuning to it. Is your new attunement rules active?
Sure. It doesn't matter. You have plenty of time anyway.
Yep. Okay, I'm attuned to it.
Okay. Anscombe looks at Sigona, and the two of them kind of have a quiet conversation. And you overhear them saying, basically, Anscombe's like, "We should maybe consider getting something to silence ourselves, too, if we're doing this quiet." And Sigona says, "Right, it's not really my go-to, but
Right.
you're not wrong. How much was that?"
200 gold pieces.
Fuck.
If we bought 3, we might be able to get a deal. She looks at Glass. Eh?
Glass looks at you, and he has like a little half smirk, and he says, "I do like the way you think. Roll me persuasion."
Oh, God fucking damn it. 12.
"Unfortunately, this is the most profitable day of the year for us."
I understand. She'll look at Anscombe and Sigona. I think out of the two of you, Sigona might need it more if you're not both willing to get one.
Sigona, is looking in her coin purse, and she says, "I'm like 30 gold shy." And Anscombe says, "I got that. Don't worry, I can help you with that." And you buy Sigona a cloak of Elvenkind.
Woohoo.
One moment. I will add that to her character sheet.
Damn this economy. I hope I see that rogue that I funded the tuition for just running around. It's probably like she probably joined too late to participate reasonably in the fall festival, but it'd be cool if I saw her again.
Yeah.
She's my little child.
Okay.
She's my child.
Make it weird.
I excel at that.
It's true. Okay. Also, when you are using one of your NPCs for a specific task, like if you're having Skullna sneak up to someone or something, you will have access to their character sheet, and you will make rolls for them. But it is only for that instance.
Yep. Okay. That's as much prep as I can think to do.
It is good. You're running out of time.
Yeah, I know.
I think perhaps I will be seeing you all later, yes?
Maybe.
I will have Klava.
Oh, great.
And do you know what a Rice Krispie Cracker is?
Tells Lorna.
It's like, yeah, you've heard of them.
Was it made in? Were they available in Saris?
They're a common treat everywhere. It's basically dried rice with marshmallow.
Okay. So Lorna's like, yeah. Are you making some?
I have plenty in the oven. They will be ready for anyone who comes by.
That's very cute.
This is about my favorite time of year.
Oh. Well, I hope I don't die. I'll see you later, class.
I hope you don't die too.
Thank you.
Good luck. And he waves at your team as you're all leaving.
Ooh, I feel a little nauseous.
And as you're leaving the Griffin's bag, the bell of the clock tower begins to ring.
Now I'm very nauseous.
You watch as everyone suddenly seems to scatter from the streets.
Uh-huh.
As they do, you see there's it looks as though there are town guards that are walking along the ropes, and you hear them calling things, "All non-participants, please get off the main road. Get behind the ropes. The fields will be going up shortly." And you hear people are scammering, and then, in front of you, Amila Dorn appears. Hello, Lorna's team.
Hello.
I have for you your totems.
Mm-hmm.
Are you prepared?
Yep, totally. 100%.
Good. And she like looks at you all, and she opens her hand, and she's like sifting, and then she reaches out and holds out 5 necklaces to you.
Okay.
Each one with a totem. The totem is the Marigard symbol.
Okay. Can we all look them over to figure out which one's the fake one? Or which one's the real one?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Is this a group check?
It is.
So it's with my investigation plus 5?
It's your entire team's going to roll investigation. So
Okay.
I'm going to roll it. We take the average.
Average and then plus 5, you're correct.
Yes.
You are correct, because you said that that's how it was going. God damn it, Lorna, you piece of shit. I have an inspiration. It's 1 inspiration. I wonder if it's reasonable to spend here.
Okay, so you rolled a 9. Hold on.
Yeah, because I suck. Lorna's very nervous.
So your group's inspiration averages to a 19.
That's pretty good.
Well, with the plus 5.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So together, you're all looking over the totems, and you see that on the real totem, it's very small. It would not be noticeable from a distance. But at the very top of the Marigard symbol, you see that on the rose, you can just see there's a couple little stamens sticking out of the rose.
Okay.
It's the only difference between any of them. When you determine that's the real one, Amila Dorn says, make sure that one is carefully located on one of your persons. The rules are they must be within reach and they must be visible.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So, I wish you all luck. You have
Thank
10
you.
minutes. Maybe get somewhere not out in the open?
Yep, that's exactly. Skolna takes the real one, and we're going to find a good place to be.
Amila Dorn dimension doors.
Bye.
She did not say anything. She just is gone.
Bye. The team strategy, as we've discussed, is we're going to pretty much avoid the other groups unless we see them weakened,
Okay.
and focus mostly on monsters.
That's the wrong sound effect.
Monsters, do they have fake ones interspersed amongst them, or
You don't know?
is that just for the teams? That's okay, fair enough. Well, if it's a single monster, either it's gonna have a necklace of multiple totems, or it's just gonna have the one.
A
hopefully
single
just one.
monster will likely just have one.
Great. They're only gonna pick on teams that look like they're at their weakest,
Okay.
unless they have no choice but to fight back.
What is going on? Hold on, I'm sorry. I am
No worries.
struggling with the sound here.
I actually need to use the bathroom, so.
Take a quick pause.
Eee.
For Lorna's team, the Fall Festival begins. Suddenly, as all of the individuals, the passersby, the excited people waiting in anticipation, you see them, they run off of the streets behind the ropes, and almost in unison, all of the ropes that were hanging very low on the street, they whoosh, snap up into place. And just on the edge of your vision, you can see that there's a blue tinted hue boom, over the ropes. It doesn't take much of an Arcana check to know that there is likely a barrier there to prevent ill effects from harming the people who are watching from over the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
You also are aware that Ferrum has a much larger population than just our behind the ropes, and you imagine when you heard about the scrying mirrors out in the outside of Ferrum, they're probably watching the events from there. You find your entire group is just outside the Griffin's Bag, looking out into the market, and it has gone quiet.
Question.
Suddenly, yeah?
Before the suddenly, I'm just curious. Are you meaning to say that people are watching from beyond Ferrum?
Probably.
I think Lorna didn't really realize that. She's like, I'm supposed to be hiding from someone. Okay, well, this is happening.
Okay.
But
Well,
go on.
That's a realization, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, as suddenly all of your team hears...
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Group perception?
Yes.
Yay. Lorna, I'm going to throw you into a volcano.
Hold on, you have a whole team backing you
I
up.
know, but goddamn it, Lorna.
Okay. That's not great. Your group perception's pretty weak, unfortunately.
Yikes.
A total of, with the +5, is 16.
Okay.
So, that sound came from up the street. You said that your team's trying to be quiet, so I need a stealth roll from everyone.
Okay. Advantage for my +0. Okay. Good job, Lorna.
Okay, 16.
It's a good investment already.
Yeah, no kidding. Together, you rolled a stealth average of 17.
No.
Better
Okay.
than perception.
Okay.
All of you dive into the nearest alley just to try and get away from the initial threat that appears to be nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And so we begin.
Yep.
All right. For your first encounter, roll me a d10.
Okay. Here you go. 10.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Roll me a d2.
1.
Your team has the advantage.
Yes.
Lastly, roll me a d20.
13.
13. All right. Hold on a minute. Allow me a quick moment as I assemble this encounter. It'll just take a quick moment.
No worries. I'm over here peeing.
Don't do that.
No. I'm scared. We all had our trolley cakes, by the way. Our first ones.
Noted. Okay, so 13. Okay. God damn it. That didn't work at all. I'm just gotta fix this real quick. New entire system. Who dis? Okay. What you see... oh, let me... It's not done yet. I'm sorry. Okay. I thought it was done. It is not. Please enjoy the silly music while this winds up.
I'm just thinking about It's probably so unlikely, but Lorna being spotted by her dad because of this fall festival is hilarious and terrifying to me.
Hey, anything's possible.
It's probably not broadcasted in Ceres.
Broadcast is an interesting word.
Shush.
Okay. Okay, so it happens as your team is pushing through behind one of the buildings just north of the South Docks. You're looking out at the main street, and you catch a pair of individuals you've never seen before. Or at least not at the academy before today. You recognize two of the individuals who looked dexterous, sneaky, and you catch them setting up on a roof. You see that they are looking the other way from you all. And as your group rounds the corner peering at them, this is what you see.
Do they look like alumni?
Yes.
Oh, shit. God damn it. Expert level 8!
You're not supposed to be able to see that.
I scrolled over them. That's what.
Yeah,
their
that's
name
not
says.
supposed to do that.
I will pretend I don't know that.
Okay. Why does it make my life difficult? One moment.
It's so sad that my first impulse is to throw a fireball at them.
Well, how do you handle it? They have not seen you. They don't know you're there.
She looks at Skolna and nods her head up that way. And kind of like gives her like a questioning look, like, do you think you could do this?
She looks up at them. She shrugs and then nods.
Okay.
Do you trust her to try and do it by herself?
I mean, my intention would be let Lorna's ready to throw a spell if they notice her. But there's no way in hell she's gonna go up there with her and blow Skolna's cover.
Sure.
Maybe before she goes up, she'll hand over Snake Wham.
Requiem. I mean, Skolna looks at Requiem and just tilts her head and nods.
He'll wrap around her waist.
Okay.
So at least she's got another combatant up there if she blows her own cover.
I'm going to grant you ownership of Skolna Mycax.
Yeah.
Which is in the companions folder.
Yeah. Companions. There she is.
So open up her character sheet.
Mm-hmm. I got her.
Okay. First and foremost, roll stealth.
I just popped it out so I could actually see other stuff. No advantage?
They don't know you're there already.
Okay.
So.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Okay. One
Good
moment.
roll.
All right. So Skolna is going to try and climb up onto the rooftop, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Roll me athletics for her.
Boy. Can Anscombe offer to boost her?
He will have to roll a stealth. So that's up to you.
Her athletics is +1. I think it's worth it. Unless he really fucks this up.
You want Anscombe to roll stealth?
Yeah.
Okay. He rolls
He
at
said
disadvantage
that's
because he's wearing heavy armor.
Does he fuck this up?
Yes,
Because
he
I have
does.
inspiration. Can I give him an inspiration?
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'd rather not fuck up immediately.
Okay, that's a 17
Okay.
and another 4. He fucked up again.
Let's go!
He's wearing heavy armor. He's
I
wearing full
know,
plate.
I'm just sad.
So as
I just
Anscombe,
want to see what Skolna's unassisted athletics would have been. Just give me 1 second to see how badly I fucked up. Okay, not so bad. I
uh,
was gonna get fucked up anyways.
you don't know the DC to climb onto a roof. Um, as okay, well, that's the end of that.
Yep, bring
As the
it.
two contractors here, Anscombe scrape his armor as he's trying to give Skolna a leg up. I need you to roll initiative. So let me. I'm
We
going
have
to.
advantage though.
You do. That's good. Hang on.
Oh.
All right.
Come on, Lorna.
So roll at advantage.
I rolled pretty well. Go Lorna.
All right.
I think we rolled really well.
You did. You are suddenly aware that the cat is out of the pajamas as the two contractors turn and you hear him say, "Hey, behind us!" And they react. And as that combat begins, Skolna is up first. Let me go ahead and begin combat.
Sorry, just a clarification of the rules. Do I know if they lose their totems, they'll stop attacking us, or is this like a we have to grab them and bail type scenario?
If you so once your real totem is taken, you're teleported.
Okay.
Whether you want it or not, it doesn't
So
matter.
so we know it's a smash and grab basically. Like we have to try to get these totems off them instead of prioritize knocking them down.
Sure.
Okay, that's my interpretation of it.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna go
You
with.
can handle it however you want.
My plan is to get those totems.
Okay, Skolna's up.
Yep. Anscombe's gonna finish boosting her up since the cat is indeed out of the pajamas.
Okay, she will roll athletics at advantage. You are no longer allowed to do so. She rolled a natural 20.
I should have trusted her.
She flies up onto the roof, kicking up off of Anscombe.
With a backflip, I imagine.
Yeah, she's acrobatic and shit. And she
World's
will
hottest tiefling.
dart up to the first guy.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
She's pass over, find totem, grab.
Okay, she's going to roll an investigation at disadvantage. Because doing it in combat is not as easy. She does not find the totem.
Then she's gonna stab him.
Okay. She does not get sneak attack.
No, because
She
she's
just-
going up there.
She just
Requiem
does the
is
stab.
on her. Does that count?
No.
Damn it.
They don't know Requiem's there. So he's not a threat yet. 25 to hit. That certainly hits. Skolna rolls 6 points of damage on this individual. The contractor winces and recoils. Hold on a minute. Okay. Skolna's now in melee. She still has 10 feet of movement. She's going to stay right there. No, she's not. She will bonus action disengage.
Yeah. Wise.
And dart back this way. And she leans back over the wall and says, "I couldn't see it."
Okay.
It's now Tier's turn. What's Tier doing?
He's gonna get vaulted up on the roof by Anscombe as well.
Anscombe is providing the help action. I will allow that. Tier rolls athletics. He's much better at athletics than Skolna is. Yeah, he rolled a natural 12. He hops up onto the roof. Will run up.
Same deal.
Okay. As he gets up here, he will place a hunter's mark on this individual. And then he's going to make 2 attacks with his short swords. No, he only has 1 attack because bonus action was used to hunter's mark. That's okay. It hits with a 19. So that's 11 points of damage to that
Nice.
individual. Tier is then going to dart between the two of them, and I will try and investigate. It's a disadvantage, and he's not nearly as good as Skolna. Yeah, he rolled a natural 2. He doesn't have any idea. It's now the first one's turn. This one is going to deal with the individual who's right in front of him. He's going to attack Tier. A 15 does not hit Tier. He gets his offhand attack. That misses as well with a 9, and then he gets his extra attack. A 20 hits. He hits Tier for 7 points of piercing damage. And he will investigate Tier to see if he can tell if that totem is real or not. Again, at disadvantage because you're in combat.
Yeah.
He cannot tell, so he doesn't take it. Anscom's
What happens
turn.
if he takes a fake one?
Nothing.
Okay.
Anscom will look between the two of you. What's he doing?
Lorna would say support and nod up to the roof.
He will nod, and then just jumps up.
I don't think he could fail.
He can roll. He can roll a nat 1. Hold on. He did not nat 1. He rolled a dirty 20, so he just hops up onto the roof and is going to run. He sees this individual is low.
Maybe he thinks about pushing the guy off the roof. I don't know.
As he's running up to him, he extends his hand, and the great sword comes into effect, and he just will swing it first. That's a 19 to hit. He definitely hits. How many d6s are flying? He deals 15 points of slashing damage with that hit.
Brutal.
And then he will bonus action unarmed strike for a shove attack to try and shove him off the roof. So he has to hit first? He does not. He rolled an 11.
Damn.
So he fails the shove, but he's now in melee with them. Next. Lorna, it's your turn.
So, Requiem and I function on the same turn, right?
Yes.
He's gonna pop off Skolna and turn into a dog.
Okay.
And he's gonna, right there. And he's gonna look at this guy. And he's gonna see, Lorna is gonna go into his vision. So she's gonna look through his eyes to see if she can tell if he's wearing, or where the totem is. And Requiem's gonna try to grab it for her.
Roll investigation at disadvantage.
Okay, but it's at least my investigation and not his.
Correct. You are blind and deaf.
God damn it. God damn. Okay.
With a natural 1, you see the
negative.
totem around their neck, but you don't know if it's real or not.
I only see a totem?
You see the totem, both, okay, so everybody knows he's wearing a totem around his neck. Yes. No one knows if it's the real one or not.
Right, but is it between one or the other?
They're both wearing totems around their neck.
Okay. Are you implying that they have more than one each, or...?
Each one has a totem around their neck.
Okay.
You don't know which one is the real one.
Right, so out of the two of them, the real one is on either or.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking. Okay. Can Lorna activate her mage armor?
You spent your action looking through Requiem's eyes.
Fair enough. At least she's not on the fucking roof getting stabbed.
So Requiem can do something with your bonus action as your commanding
bite.
him. Which one?
The same one that he was... Yeah, the one that's about to go down, hopefully.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Let me just pull up his character sheet real quick. Ghostly Bite. Attack. Before I make my attack, can he go here?
He can be there. Yeah, he can flank.
Which means advantage. There we go.
That's a natural 20.
Sure is.
Roll damage with a crit.
Holy shit.
Okay, well, a crit with the extra force is insane. So this individual is immediately knocked unconscious.
Good boy. Good boy, Wreck. And you said there's no penalty for taking a fake one, right?
No.
Okay, then Requiem's gonna grab the totem.
It will require an action to remove the
Okay,
totem.
so that's his plan.
Okay. Requiem has felled that individual, and that's
Good
his turn.
boy. Such a good boy.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yep.
It's now
She's
the
gonna
other
fly
individual's
next
turn.
to Thagona, so she's not alone.
This individual will bonus action disengage and run.
That fucker.
He needs to roll an acrobatics as he jumps off the roof.
He breaks his ankle, right?
It's possible. He rolled a natural 20. He lands running. He spends his full move, ends up over here. That's his turn. He action dashed as well. That's where he ended up.
Yeah.
Sigona's turn. Sigona hears him running. What does she do?
She's gonna. Does she have any range?
She's guiding bolt.
She's maybe gonna try to.
Let me
slow him
look at
down.
her spells real quick.
I don't even know if it's worth it. It probably won't slow him down. It'll
She
just hurt him.
has she has freezing burst,
Okay.
which does create difficult terrain underneath the target.
Okay.
Okay, Sigona will whip around the corner and hurl a freezing burst. Let me make sure I can reach it. She has to move here, and that's her full move. And she can now reach with freezing burst. Okay, she casts freezing burst. Where'd it go? There it is. Wait a minute. That sphere is way too big for this spell. That's the problem.
Boo.
It's big, but it's not that big. It's a 10-foot sphere, not a 30-foot sphere. Okay. Alright. Sigona's spell attack. Let's see if it hits. With an 18, it does hit. It deals... Okay, it deals 15 points of damage. This individual needs to make a dexterity saving throw. See if they fall prone. He succeeded. He does not fall prone. But he's now in difficult terrain. That's Sigona's turn. Back to the top of the order. Skolna.
She's gonna try to stop him. Can she jump down?
Yeah.
Bonus action dash to get to him.
It depends on what her acrobatics roll is. Yeah, she rolled insanely good. She rolled a 22. She hops down without missing a beat. Here's 30. Then bonus action dash. 60.
Right. Short bow, I believe she has.
Yeah,
Crossbow.
she has a short bow. That's 20 to hit. That hits.
Nice.
She deals 6 points of piercing damage to this individual. And that's her turn. Tier.
Tier, he Hunter's marked him, didn't he?
Yeah. He Hunter's marked this individual.
But he can move with a bonus action.
Yes, he can.
So he's going to... I know he prefers close range, but it might be better to just fire on him.
He could do that, yeah. He will move his Hunter's mark.
Well, there's no sense in him not getting closer. He'll jump down as well.
Okay, let me roll acrobatics.
Just to give Skullness some backup.
He rolled a 13. It's not nearly as smooth a landing. He loses 5 feet of movement and gets here.
He can't bonus action dash, so he's going to fire.
Okay. He looses a longbow at him. He rolls a natural 20.
Nice.
Okay. He rolls critical, so Hunter's Mark is critical as well. He deals 21 points of damage with that arrow.
Hell yeah.
That's a huge hit. That brings this individual below half. And that's Tier's turn.
Yep.
This individual is unconscious. And skip.
Does my boy got range?
He has a crossbow. He has firebolt. He has expeditious retreat.
Firebolt.
Okay.
He's going to move next to Requiem.
He runs up here, and he will cast firebolt. He rolls a 23 to hit.
Hell yeah. Oh, that was a cool animation.
9 points of fire.
Hell yeah.
This individual is looking terrible all of a sudden. Lorna, it's now your turn.
Yeah. Okay, she's going to peek out. She can see him.
Yes.
Chill touch.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to do chill touch. I thought I might have Ray of Frost, but I have Frostbite instead. Yeah,
Okay.
26 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, my Foundry disconnected from my character sheet. There we go. 5 points of damage.
Okay. He takes 5 points of damage and he cannot heal. It's now... Anything else in your turn?
That's pretty much all I got. Oh, actually, Requiem.
Okay.
He's got 40 feet of movement, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He's gonna jump down.
Okay, he does not need to make an acrobatics.
He's a ghost. He doesn't have range, but he can finish off by... Actually, he's gonna corner him right here. So if he goes either way.
Okay. That's his
And-
action dash. That's where he stays.
Yep. He just growls.
Okay. It's now the individual's turn. He has to make a dex save as he's standing on ice. As he tries to move. Evasion does not help with this. He falls prone.
Yes!
He spends half his movement to stand up. Then he begins to move. That's where his movement ends.
Oh, okay.
He will... Well, So he's going to action dash, but he has to make another dex save. Because it's another instance of movement. Hold on.
And Requiem can bite him, right?
Yes. He's trying to get out of here.
Fuck you.
Dex save. The DC's 14. He rolls a 13.
Oh, I rolled terrible on my reaction bite anyways.
He's prone, anyway.
Okay.
Well, he will stand up and run the last bit of his movement, which is right here.
Okay.
Now it's Sigona's turn.
She doesn't have any range cantrip, does she?
She has Sacred Flame.
Okay, that'll do.
She will
I don't
run
want to burn all
forward.
her spell slots on this.
Make sure she can reach. Yep, it's just within range. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw versus her DC. Let me see what the DC is, because I never remember. Okay. Hold on a minute. Oh, it's a dexterity saving throw. He's pretty good at these, but he's been rolling terribly. That's a natural 3. He takes 8 points of radiant damage. He had 8 hit points. He falls unconscious. And on that moment, the combat ends.
Can you pause it?
Yes.
Are you paused?
All right. So you have knocked him unconscious. The contractor lays prone, and we've ended combat. What do you do?
Anscombe's gonna grab the totem from this one.
As soon as he does, as he
It's
takes it off the man's neck, both bodies into purple
mist.
mist.
It was the real one.
And as they are gone, there is a loud, resounding and then a mega loud voice that you recognize as Tabernac announces, "The first totem has been acquired.
That was us?
Everyone remember the name of Lorna and her team. They have vanquished the first of your foes. I hope this does not paint a target on them."
Oh, you dick. Lorna went from really perked up and proud to the color draining from her face as they were announced by name. Oh no.
Let the festival continue. And as you all look around, before anything else, I need you to roll me a D100 to see if anybody heard the combat.
97.
We will resolve that on the next session.
The last thing that anybody hears as they stand in the quiet street is Lorna saying, "Shit."
All right. And that
Fuck.
is the first session of your venture into the Fall Festival.
Good start.
I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to have a few more sessions like this. To all of our viewers, thank you for watching. We love you, and I can't wait to see you next time.
That's my birthday. Yay.